Good evening and welcome to another video from me, Jason Craddock, otherwise known as Whitebeard for some reason, don't know why. And I thought I would do a cocktail. I haven't done one in a while, but I was kind of looking through my notes, my recipes, and one cocktail that I enjoyed that I think is really apropos for what's going on is the El Presidente. So the El Presidente, I believe, was invented in Cuba for some Cuban president guy back in the early 1900s. Don't really know. I probably knew it one time and just forgot because I'm old. But it's very simple. The only ingredients you need is Blanc Vermouth, which when you go to the store, you're going to see vermouth, right? You're going to have dry vermouth and sweet vermouth. Those really are the two that you usually use. But there is a couple brands of Blanc Vermouth. I always use Dolan. It's French. It's good. And the Blanc Vermouth is a little bit sweeter. And for this cocktail, you need it. Like this little bottle, I think it was like $8 at Tsp. So there's a couple of cocktails you can use for it. Highly recommend that you get some of it. You're going to need it. You're also going to need either grenadine or raspberry syrup. I do know that back in the early 1900s, raspberry syrup and grenadine were kind of interchangeable. Grenadine is pomegranates, raspberry is raspberries. I like raspberry syrup better than grenadine, so I use it, and basically it's 1-to-1 sugar to water with a, one of those packages of raspberries thrown in. So just heat it on the stove, bring it to a boil, turn off the heat as soon as it boils, mix it all together, let it cool down for, I don't know, a couple hours, bottle it up, and you have raspberry syrup. A lot of good cocktails use raspberry syrup. Then we're going to use a little bit of Cointreau, which is orange liqueur. So you could use Cointreau, you could use triple sec, you could use Curacao, any of those good high quality orange liqueurs. And then you're going to need white rum. I'm using 3-year-old Demerara rum because I think it was on sale. And El Dorado's a good brand. I don't buy stuff based on price usually, but Plantation and El Dorado are my two white rums that I go with. And I think this time the El Dorado was a little bit like $1 cheaper. And I like it, so I'm with it. So let's make the cocktail, shall we? The first thing we're going to throw in is the Cointreau, okay? All you need is 1 teaspoon, okay? And you may think, teaspoon, is that really going to matter? Well, when the cocktail is just 3 ounces, a teaspoon is going to change the flavor profile, and actually at 3 ounces, any minimal ingredient that you use is going to change what it tastes like. Okay, so we're going to go with 1 teaspoon of orange, and then all you need for the raspberry syrup or the grenadine is like 1/4 or 1/2 of a teaspoon. Okay, just a little bit to give it a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of fruit, and a little bit of color. Okay, so we're going to throw a little bit of that in there, and then we're going to throw in 1.5 ounces of Blanc Vermouth. So I'll throw that in there, and then 1.5 ounces of rum. Throw that in there. So really equal parts of vermouth and rum with a little bit of orange liqueur and a little bit of grenadine or raspberry syrup. All right, and I've already got ice in here. So we're going to shake that up for like 10 seconds. That's all you need to do. And then we're just going to double strain because that's the way that I do it. And then the garnish that I use for this is just a maraschino cherry. Throw that on top. And that is the El Presidente. Oh man, that is so good. It is, rum is already going to be sweet, but the curacao just, has those little orange notes. The raspberry makes it a little bit sweet. I love this cocktail. So hopefully you make it. If you do, let me know if you did and if you liked it. And then I will see you the next time I have a video. Cheers.